Hey guys, welcome back to the Super Soda Bros podcast. It's your boy Caleb.
And it's this guy. It's Luke. Hey.
Hey Luke, well, don't cry. It's okay. Hey, it's okay. Welcome back. It's good to have you back on the show.
I'm the co-host. I can be on the show whenever I want.
Wasn't there? No, this is like your first time on the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a different background, so it's definitely someone. Yeah, my name is Luke, not to be confused with other Luke.
Exactly, and like we haven't had the podcast in a while, so it's easy to get confused with what guests we have had on the show. And I'm pretty sure this is your first time.
Definitely. I mean, we only missed one podcast, so we're fine.
That is true. It's been a solid month since we sat down to record anything, which is crazy.
Yeah, I was busy with. Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, I can't say it anymore.
Whoa, can't say what?
I've been on a spree of just saying "D's nuts" to everything, so that's been my new thing for the last 2 weeks since I was down and out with the Chuvid.
You had the Chuvid?
I had the Chuvid.
Oh
yeah,
man, dude. Well, hey, you and Joe Biden got the Chovid at around the same time.
Wow,
did you get it from him? Did you get it from him?
Yeah. He's my uncle. Uncle Joey.
Did he?
Uncle Joseph.
See, here's how you guys both found out. He came over to sniff your head, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, I can't smell anything. I can't smell little boys ever again.
Never again. Woe is me."
But how are you feeling? Are you feeling a lot better now?
Oh yeah, I felt fine for quite some time now. I had super mild symptoms compared to the other residential person of the household. So I'm thankful I had it easier, but at the same time, I kind of feel bad for having it better than the other resident of the house.
Yeah, I mean, it hits everybody in different ways. I mean, even you and the other resident are about the same age, and like, you guys are both doing well on yourselves, and so there's no like underlying health problems, but it still affected you in different ways.
Honestly, it just completely comes down to, it's obviously case by case, but it's completely about the person's immune system and how strong it is. So if you have a weaker one, it's going to affect you differently, or if you have a stronger one, it affects you differently, or if you have like more of one thing or the other in your body, it could affect you differently. So it really just comes down to, depends on who you are.
Yeah, and also your treatment. Like, are you getting a lot of vitamin C? Are you having antioxidants? I mean, some people have said zinc might help along with other things.
Let me just say that we took a whole bunch of different like vitamins and minerals, like as soon as we found out that a certain someone had it, through the next 2 weeks after I was done with it. And let me tell you, I peed neon so many times because that's your body telling you, hey bud, you got way too much like vitamins in your body, so just get rid of it. And the first time it happened, I'm like, oh wait, what? And then like a couple hours later, Christine's like, like, what? It's neon. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's wrong with that? I'm like, I don't know. Whoa, I keep punching my mic. I'm like, I don't know. We should probably look it up and see what it is. I'm like, if it's neon, that means you had too many vitamins. I'm like, okay, we're fine.
I thought it was from all those highlight markers I was sniffing.
We don't talk about that on the podcast. That's between me and you.
Oh, yeah. We're not supposed to release that to the public because that's still illegal, technically.
Well, thanks for watching our last episode of the podcast. Highlighters out.
Is that the SWAT team?
What?
FBI, open up!
FBI, open up!
You want cookies and milk?
Oh, sure, come on in.
So how have you been in the last couple weeks or so?
So many things have changed, you have no idea. It's so crazy. Okay, so I kind of want to talk about the main bit a little later. But for right now, very briefly, hopefully, I want to talk about the paintball experience. Because I teased that last episode. And since then, we have gone... Did I tease it? I don't know.
Yeah, you did, and it's on YouTube now, so go watch.
True. All 3 episodes. There's 3 episodes. Go watch them. Netherfire Studios, which is what you're currently seeing this on.
Unless you're on Spotify.
Unless you're on Spotify, yeah. But go on YouTube and, Netherfire Studios.
To all of our Spotify viewers, you are better.
Yes, we
Because
appreciate
nobody listens on Spotify. So if you listen on Spotify, muchas gracias. Thank you so much.
You're the real homies.
You're the really real dudes.
Yeah. But yeah, so we got invited to go play Airsoft like a month or two ago by one of Maya's friends who's Brazilian.
Wait, Airsoft or paintball?
Paintball. Did I say Airsoft?
Oh.
I meant paintball. We got invited to play paintball a little bit ago by one of Maya's friends. And they also invited two other friends that we don't know. It was just like mutual friends of Maya's. Not Maya's, but friends. Anyway, that's confusing. Regardless, there's 6 of us. So we go to this place called Steel Town Paintball Park. And it's actually right up the street. It's literally 5 minutes away. Not a joke.
This place is 5 minutes away and you just went there?
Well, we just found out about it.
Dude, the first thing I did when I moved to New Hampshire was Airsoft and paintball near me.
Well, I only started looking at Airsoft and paintball places like a couple months back. I did look before that, like a year ago, but I didn't take in. It didn't stay in my memory, if you know what I mean.
Sounds like a whole lot of excuses going on. That's what I'm hearing.
You're right. There's no excuse. I should have been on top of that since the day I moved here.
Guess what? You probably would have enjoyed it a lot more if you knew there's paintball right around the corner.
Probably. But anyway, so it's good that all 6 of us went because Maya's friend who made the reservations had a Groupon code, so we actually got a huge discount on stuff. And so anyway, so we get there and we get to the address and it's like an abandoned school, right? So it's like an elementary school that got hollowed out and a whole bunch of other businesses got put in it. One of which was the paintball place. And we're like, okay, I thought this was an outdoor field. What are we doing here? So we wait, me and Maya, we get there first, and we wait for her friends to arrive, and then they do, and we're just standing talking and everything like that, and then like a couple minutes go by, and some random old person was like, are you guys looking to play paintball? Because I was dressed up, in like camo, and Maya was all tacticaled out too. So he obviously assumed we were there to play. We're like, yeah, and he's like, oh, it's up the hill, you gotta go up that hill. So we drove on this tiny dirt and gravel road like a mile. Like literally you would have a tough time getting up it in a Jeep. Like that's how uneven and holy it was. So we get up there, go, we get to the top of the thing. It's in like the middle of the woods. Like it's like miles from anywhere that's civilized. And it's a huge open area. Like Luke, imagine where we grew up, our town. The soccer fields, it was like that size and openness of it, where it was open but it was surrounded by trees in the middle of the wilderness, quote unquote. And so we go to check in, we get our guns and our helmets, and we get all the safety equipment and stuff like that, and in the middle of us waiting for other people to arrive, because we could play just us 6, we could do 3-on-3, but obviously there's other people that could come in that we could do like a 7v7 or something like that. So we're just standing around, just talking with the rental guy, and we were talking about airsoft and stuff, because obviously they're a paintball and airsoft combo field, but they don't have a lot of airsoft games. It's like 90% paintball. So we're just talking about airsoft and stuff like that, and he's like, yeah, airsoft hurts way more than paintball. And I'm like, excuse me, sir, what are you talking about? He says, yeah, like I took an airsoft gun and I went point blank up to my skin, and like I played close quarters combat with at the indoor place that we have. And, getting shot point blank hurts like crazy. Like, I have scars on my hands and everything like that from getting shot point blank. If I get shot with a paintball point blank, I just get a really nasty bruise. And
that's way worse.
I know. And I'm like,
what the heck? This guy's mental. He needs to go somewhere and need some help. Get them some milk.
I pushed back on him. I literally was like, it is not even worse. Like, first of all, super, super rare that you get shot absolutely point blank. And he said he put muzzle on skin and fired it. I'm like, 1, why are you doing it? 2,
you're
okay,
dumb.
Sure.
Jeez.
But like,
Wow.
let's say you're 10 feet away with both paintball and airsoft. Paintball hurts more. 50,
Yeah.
50 feet away, paintball hurts more. 100 feet away, paintball hurts more. Unless you're like directly on skin, which will never happen, not even in close quarters, it will not hurt more. And he's like, yeah, airsoft hurts more, bro.
Let me just say, you have a BB, and then you have a paintball. A BB is like 0.2 grams, and then you have a paintball, which is like a quarter of an ounce,
Yeah, because
at least.
think about it. Okay, so technically the feet per second of an airsoft gun in
It's
paintball.
way higher.
Yeah, well, but even they're not. Excuse me. Technically, it doesn't matter what the FPS is because the FPS will go up or down depending on the weight of the BB. Like you said, it goes from like 0.12, which is crappy, all the way up to like 0.45 or even higher for snipers. So what really matters is the joule amount. And for the non-science people out there in the audience, a joule is a measurement of kinetic energy. So how much energy is the BB?
Is that holding?
Yeah, how much inertia is it holding and when it contacts your skin? So most airsoft guns are between 1.5 and 2.5 joules of energy, regardless of the BB, because you could have a 450 feet per second gun shoot a 0.12 BB and it travels at 2 joules. But maybe you have a 300 feet per second gun shooting a 0.35 gram BB and it's like 1.9 joules. So the actual measurement of how painful it is and how well it carries its momentum is joules rather than feet per second.
Yep.
But anyway, so me and this guy were getting this kind of argument, and he kept saying paintball is better, and so I brought up the fact, I'm like, oh, because I want to change the subject a little bit. I'm like, hey, what about those paintballs that have the little fins on the side? Because I don't know if you know about this, Luke, but there's new paintballs now. I think they're called Striker. They actually have like little like feathers on the side, like an arrow, like little plastic fins. And what it does is it makes the paintballs more accurate and fly straighter and further. But they're wicked expensive.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah. I mean,
paintball,
on top of what paintball actually is, yeah.
Paintballs themselves are wicked expensive compared to airsoft, so like that alone is a big difference.
Absolutely, and the guy's like, yeah, I mean, I used them one time, but they weren't really my thing, kind of out of my price range. But if I ever have an opportunity to play with them, I do. But he said one time a paintball with those edges whizzed past him, and he cut a gash all the way down his arm from the fin dragging along it.
Jeez.
I'm like, oh, okay. It's crazy. But there's also other technology out now where a lot of paintball guns are becoming more realistic looking, where they actually have clips that feed the balls upward rather than a hopper that stays on top. But anyway, regardless of paintball innovation, stuff like that, we had a great time playing paintball.
Yeah.
As you can see in the videos, it was kind of a test because like I didn't have like a paintball mask or like a GoPro setup for like paintball, a paintball type thing. Mainly because Maya had gotten me the GoPro as an early birthday gift the day before, so I had just sifted through all the accessories and trying to figure out what works.
See, like when you had the GoPro footage, I'm like, when did you get a GoPro? Like, how has he not used this before? And that's why she got you it.
Yeah.
I was so confused. Like, did you borrow someone's?
It was on my birthday wish list on Amazon for everybody, but I guess Maya had communicated to the members of our family of like, don't get this, I'm getting this for Caleb. So she got me like a combo type thing where it was like the camera plus like all the basic accessories, so you can have it like on your bike, in your car, attached to a surfboard, different lengths of like the mountings and stuff like that. And then, you know, the two coolest settings, obviously for airsoft and paintball people, is there's like a head strap, so you can just put it on your head or on a hat. And then there is the chest rig, which just it sits in the center mass of your torso, and that's the one I used for paintball.
Yeah. So the one for your helmet, I've actually, for mountain biking especially, people who have it right below their chin, it's actually the best method because since it has kind of a fishbowl lens to it some of the times, it actually gets that first person feel a lot more so than up on your head or on the side or on your chest.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes
So,
a lot of sense.
yeah, because there's a lot of people who used to do the chest mounting stuff, and then once they figured out that if you have it right below your chin, it's literally like your eye view. So whatever you see, it sees.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's a little bit rough for the paintball footage I made because a lot of times I'm hiding behind cover, so a lot of times you just see the cover. So that is the one downside to the chest rig, but for the time being, like I had a rental mask on, and you
yeah.
obviously can't do anything with that, so it was a good test. Um,
Oh, yeah.
but since then, and I'll talk about this later in the video because I want it to be kind of near the end. It works well with my airsoft stuff. But all in all, paintball was a lot of fun. I actually ran into a cheater.
I know, I saw that. And dunk, dunk. Like,
And
dunk. What is...
I know.
Come
I'm
on.
yelling at her. I'm like, lady, you're out. And she still wouldn't give it up. And so I just shot her in the head. I didn't want to light her up. I just wanted to be like firm but gentle of like one shot. Bam. Wait a second. You're out. Okay? One more. Bam! To the back of the head. And that's what I would do with airsoft too.
I would do the same thing. Bam. Okay, you're not calling it. Bang. You're not calling it.
Yep.
Come on, dude. Let's go.
Yep. But it was a blast. We played mostly team deathmatch. The very last game of the day, we played capture the flag. And it was the end of the day, so like the pressure in everybody's tanks and their guns was running low, and everybody's paintballs were running low. So we just kind of just played until the other team won, which they did because all of us called ourselves out because we ran out of one or the other.
Gotcha.
But it was one of those things. A lot of fun. Lot of fun, and we definitely probably will go back because as we're leaving, the owner of the field gave us a card, and it was like a VIP card where it would give you that same Groupon discount for rentals and 500 paintballs or whatever. It was like that, a flat price that his friend had gotten online. So he's like, just use this card whenever you come back next time to get that discount. Thank you for coming and enjoying the day and everything like that. So it's really nice of him. And then also what the field also does is they have gel ball. Have you heard of gel ball?
Is that the one, the tiny little gun? And the
It could be.
balls are like this big.
Yeah, they're like Lego stud size, and they're like little like squishy things.
Yep.
Yeah,
I really want to get one of those, but they're pretty expensive for one of those guns.
Oh, are they? I haven't done any research in that, but they look awesome.
The good one is $100.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Because I saw Jimmy Oakes, the car guy I watch.
Mm-hmm.
He was at a drifting event and stuff, and there were like 15 people with him just running around, like just shooting each other like during the drift event. I'm like, these guys, what? These looks like so much fun. And I looked it up. I'm like, $100. I'm like, probably not.
But if you can find a place near you that does gel ball, it would be good just to go and see what it's like for a day, because it's like airsoft light.
Yeah, airsoft for dummies.
Yeah. Well, when we went, we knew that they had gel ball because there was a birthday party there, and it was all like 10-year-olds, just running around on a paintball field, like a field we actually had just played on, and they were running around with their little gel ball rentals, like blind firing people.
Yep.
So cute. But
I would love to play that, but I'm not sure if there's any of the gel ball fields around here, because it is up and coming. I know that. It's like a step above Nerf.
yes, correct, because you got range on them. You have a bunch of them. You don't have to like reload every single time you fire your Nerf bullet.
Yep.
That's one thing I want to do when we come visit you guys, is do like an in-house Nerf battle.
We don't have any Nerf guns though here.
Well, you need to get some, bruh.
We literally didn't take them from her parents because we wanted to give them to her cousins.
Okay.
We'll go play airsoft instead.
Yeah, let's do it.
Thing is, though, I have no idea where my GAT went.
Yeah, like maybe you left it at mom and dad's house.
I don't know. It might be there still, but I thought I brought it here, which is weird.
I know for a fact I did not take yours because mine has a stock on it.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll have
I know.
to.
I accidentally took your vest, and I had to give it back to you when we first moved
Yeah.
here.
The thing is that I know Mom probably wouldn't know where it is or what it even looks like.
It's in a black
But
box.
I know. I'll have to text her and ask her because I forgot. I just
Mm-hmm.
remembered today. But yeah, I don't have my Gap, but I have my AK. And then Christine's dad gave his AK for us to have, and if he wants to play, he'll use it, whatever. But he gave that to us. And then Christine has her M4 or whatever, and then she has a pistol. I have a pistol.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do
if
you,
I just have my Gat, I'll be good.
do you have one mag or two mags for the pistol?
I think I have one.
Okay, because I've been missing mine for years.
Well, couldn't you just look up the brand pistol and buy max?
I guess. I mean, it's with that blowback pistol. It's not the Makarov, the elephant gun. But
Oh, with the blowback gun?
yeah,
Oh, I'm sure you could still find it. You just go to the website.
yeah.
It's,
I
they're
don't
probably like ten. They're probably like $10 because they're so small.
I'd rather. I'd rather run the Makarov. It's smaller and it's more powerful.
I was gonna say it uses CO2 anyway, so it's not like you're wasting your CO2 on nothing. Because I still have those CO2 canisters from when Dad gave them to us years ago.
Me too.
I don't know if they still work.
Of course they do. I mean, they're sealed in the little tubes.
I guess, but stuff like escapes and what eventually.
No, not those.
No, you will die.
And if it does, then just like put another one in there.
Yeah, true.
You know, you might as well use them if you have them.
Yeah, I barely use that pistol.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with sidearms is you have to use your sidearm as a primary if you want to actually use it in a situation. Like you go into an indoor field and that's all you use. You're just going to use your pistol for a game or something like that.
Yeah.
If you're outdoors, you probably won't use it all year. Legitimately, like unless you make a conscious decision to use it.
Or if it's like specifically a small field, like a really small field, like paintball style, but like natural barricades with that size.
But even then, you might as well just use your rifle. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you?
And then you what?
Oh no, sorry, I cut you off.
I was gonna say, like, then once you run out of BBs with your whatever, like 20 shots, you're like, well, I'm out. I'll go reload. Be right back.
That's why you buy like 20 mags or 20 clips rather. Just drop one.
I really want. I think it was Novrich or Silo. I can't remember, but they just in a video that posted maybe a month ago, they had a extended mag G18. So it was a 200 round drum mag on a G18. I'm like, oh, I want that. That's cool because it's like it's basically a machine gun, but whoop, that big.
Yeah. There's this guy named USA Airsoft. He does a lot of like gun mods and stuff like that. He made an adapter. So he took a gas pistol, but the actual CO2 was in the magazine rather than housed inside the gun. So he hooked up that magazine to an M4 mag. So the M4, so you would put the clip into the pistol, and there'd just be an M4 mag drop down from the handle, and it'd be full auto. So he'd just be spraying people.
What
full
the
auto.
heck? What the heck? That's cool.
It was like 40 rounds a second.
This is another. I think it's just like an Uzi that was fully decked out, where it's kind of like that, where it was so small, it was basically a pistol, but it was like built. Like the Gat, but smaller.
Right. Yeah. I see a lot of stuff online where people are turning pistols into submachine guns, where they'll put a different kind of handle on it and then put it into the shell, and the shell has a stock and a foregrip on it with a scope, and so it's basically just a normal pistol, but it's like within this like Wii remote style type of thing. It's really cool.
People are getting weird with it now.
Oh yeah. There's people that are doing mods where they take the internals of an airsoft gun and then put it into some other kind of shell. Like, if you like a certain character from Overwatch, you could have an Overwatch gun that works as an airsoft gun, or a Needler, for an example.
Yep.
There's a guy on Instagram. I'll have to find him and send him to you, but he makes all that kind of stuff. Where like the scope and the trigger are like right next to each other, like here. But then, like, completely separate, like, there's this like plastic piece that comes down and like an angle on the bottom here, and then it ends with like a barrel. And in the middle space here, there's all this empty space. So technically, the magazine is in the front and at the barrel too, but the firing mechanism and the power is in the back, and there's this whole empty space in the middle. It's really weird.
Weird.
Yeah, it's really hard to explain, but if you see it, it'll be a lot clearer. I'll have to send you that picture.
Yeah. Or put it in the video. Boop.
Yeah. Beep.
Boop.
And go. The power of editing.
Editing power. Fireball.
Man, this is either going to be really bad or really good.
That's going to be stupid.
We like to have fun here.
Yes.
So what's going on with you?
We just just came back from Uncle Tim's place way up in northern Maine, way up by Bar Harbor, which was a ton of fun. Next year, I really want to go for the entire week, like go from like Sunday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday kind of thing. Because we were there for Wednesday evening, and then we left Sunday morning, so we had 3 full days there. So having those 3 full days was still plenty of time to, sit back, relax, do your stuff, and not feel like the pressure of just like leaving the next day kind of thing. But having those extra like 1 or 2 days, like even just one extra day, has that you get that extra time of actually going to Bar Harbor and spending the entire day there. Because Kristen and I went there, but just for like 3 hours in the morning, then we came back because time we had to spend there. But just having that little bit extra time during the day or 2 days more, and then doing stuff and whatnot. But it was so much fun. It was real vacation for once instead of just long weekends or weekends spent, doing stuff at the house or going down for some get together or whatever. So
yeah, it was like a true vacation with a bunch of friends and family.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it in forever, so it was definitely a great time. Had a ton of fun on the jet skis. Let me tell you, 0 to 60 in probably 3 seconds. You just, it goes, whoa. I'm like, oh,
the power.
So much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a great time.
I've never been on a jet ski. That seems like a blast.
Dude, life-changing, straight up. The first time it's basically like a super golf cart on water. It has like that nimbleness and stuff like that. But then once you get out into the lake, you're like, oh wow, it's like 60 feet deep here. And I'm just chilling on a jet ski.
Right.
But if you and Maya ever get to come up during that week, or if you guys eventually move up here, you definitely have to come with us. And even Uncle Tim was like, what, no Kim and Maya this year? I'm like, no, they're not coming. He's like, oh, man, maybe next time.
Yeah, we definitely want to. It's again, it's one of those things where we have to plan way in advance for, especially because it's like many, many days.
And also for you guys, it's 12 hours to Connecticut or whatever, plus another 5.
It's like 9 to Connecticut.
And then you got to add 5 to that.
Right. So
it's a lot of driving.
The better part of a day, even if you leave like in the wee hours of the night.
It's like you leave you leave after work on Friday. You spend Saturday getting up to Connecticut, staying the night, and then leaving Sunday, and then getting up there Sunday, early afternoon.
Or like think about it this way: if we leave our apartment. Or what?
You fly to Bangor, which is 20 minutes north of where he lives.
True. That's true.
That would save a lot of time. That would probably be ideal.
Yeah, especially if we're meeting y'all up there, that's definitely the way to do it, rather than flying to Connecticut and then driving from Connecticut.
Yeah, if you guys fly to Bangor, we could literally just like pick you up on the way because we drive by it. So if you guys land in Bangor, we can go boop and then continue.
Yeah.
On the way back, boop, and then keep going.
Right, exactly.
Or if you guys move up here, we could carpool.
Yes!
I'll go, baby!
I feel the same, but in my heart.
I had a Tyler 1 moment.
Man, I remember Tyler 1. He was a gem of the
man.
early 2010s.
He's still doing his thing.
Yeah, but he got his biggest, in my opinion, like for memes and stuff back in the day. But
He was he was just part of obviously no one listening probably knows who Tyler One is, but he was just part of this like game show with other Twitch streamers, and he was just like a menace the entire time. And when he wasn't a menace, he was like a 10-year-old, like being like super stupid. He's like, "Yo, we're having so much fun right now." I'm like, this guy.
amazing.
Saved.
There was a TikTok I saw where this full grown guy, obviously he was playing a part, but he had a T-shirt with like two silverback wolves on them or whatever, howling at the moon or whatever, and he walks into the house and this lady's like, I think his name was Tyler. Let's say his name is Tyler. Why not? They're like, "Oh, Tyler, that's such a beautiful shirt. There's wolves on them. Tyler, what sound do the wolves make?" And he goes, "Wolves."
You know how Markiplier has a podcast called Distractables?
Yes.
So it's not Distractables per se, but he on YouTube he posted a video with Jacksepticeye, like 2-3 days ago, where they're playing Power Wash Simulator.
Yep.
Do you watch it?
I did not watch it, but I
Okay.
know of the video that you talk about.
Yeah, so it's basically just them having a podcast together, just Sean and Mark having a podcast and just talking about like the what it's like being a YouTuber and like what you have to go through, and then they're talking about like the fan base and how it affects you via YouTube, via Twitch and TikTok, and how it's so different and how everything's changed and stuff. So it's like a podcast with watching a game in the background, and it's actually really interesting to actually hear them just talk.
Mm-hmm.
Because like in Distractables, sometimes they have bits going on for a while, and it's like stories and whatnot, or it's like a game show, and it's all really funny stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like with that video on Power Washing Simulator, they were really just like kind of just talking as like two dudes, like two friends hanging out and stuff.
Gotcha.
But it was really interesting to hear them talk about how like TikTok has completely changed this next generation, and how YouTube has completely changed and ruined some whole companies
Mm-hmm.
just because of their algorithm and how they manipulate it in such a drastic way.
No, and like literally, that's what happened to Ryan Higa, the main creator of Nigihiga on YouTube, where the algorithm was changing how his content was appearing to certain people in such a different way. He felt like he was being pressured into changing his content to conform to the new algorithm, and so that's why he just disappeared off the face of the earth. Was like, I'm not going to change myself or how I make my videos in order to get better views on YouTube. So he just stopped. He's like, it's limiting my creativity, so I'm out.
Yep.
And
And even that happened with Smosh quite a bit too, a couple years ago when they were going downhill and they got bought out, and then Anthony and Ian just disbanded, and now Anthony is doing has his whole like TED Talk thing where he's like talking with a whole bunch of different people and kind of like getting the inside scoop of like certain celebrities and YouTubers and people with mental or health stuff, whatever, and just kind of like learning about like certain things and stuff.
Yeah.
He's doing really well, but like some people like Nigihiga and some other big YouTubers, they're just gone off the face of the earth. They're like they don't exist at all.
Yeah, and so Maya actually watches Anthony Padilla interview different people, and I'm like, oh, that's the guy from Smosh, and she's like, what's Smosh? I'm like, bruh, buckle your seatbelt. And I'm like,
My Charizard! Pokemon!
I'm like, the Killer Cookie Monster video that me and Luke and everybody else made like 10 years ago? She's like, yeah. I'm like,
That's
well,
basically...
it was originally a Smosh video. We just co-opted it.
This weekend we don't have anything going on. We're just going to my old roommate's house and watching an outdoor movie on their deck.
Oh, cool.
Hang out. So I haven't seen them in a long time because we've been so busy. And then the following weekend is Soulfest.
Are you guys going to that?
Yes, Christine has the everyday pass, whatever it's called, and she has a meet and greet,
Mhm.
which I think we talked about.
I think so. Yeah.
But I don't have a pass because this was like over a month, like 2 months ago, when Mom was like, "Hey, are you going to that car show? Or are you going to Soul Fest?" I'm like, "Well, I'm probably going to the car show." She's like, "Okay, well, Aunt Susan's asking about this pass, so Quinn wants it." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." And then all my friends aren't going now,
Oh no.
so I'm not going to the show because I don't want to go by myself and be alone for like 4 days. I'm like, "Cool guys, how's it going?"
So
I'm
you're
all
just gonna
alone.
you're just gonna stay home?
Well, I'm gonna go on the single track downhill mountain biking trails around here, and then I think on Saturday I'll do the biking trails at Gunstock with like the music in the background and whatnot, and then I'll sneak in and watch Skillet.
Let's go. That's my
It's
boy.
the last year at Gunstock. I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
Screw you, Gunstock people for moving.
What are they gonna do?
Or Soulfest
Are,
people.
are they gonna ban you from Soulfest at Gunstock? It's the last
Yeah,
one.
do it. I dare you.
Fight me.
Yeah, I might do that. I might just like go up, whoop, and then loop back in, and just kind of hang out, just watch. But
Mhm.
then probably go to the actual downhill mountain biking mountain on Sunday, I think it is. Day after Soulfest, because Mom was talking about it, because our gift to her was to take her to the downhill biking park, because she's been finding a lot of actual biking trails, like made for biking trails in Tolland and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I think she's hooked again, because they're not your typical mountain biking trails where they're like the small man-made ones. They actually like take out the rocks and they take out the roots, so it's like just flat dirt.
Oh yeah,
So it's like
perfect.
super nice.
Hmm. You're along for the experience rather than the challenge.
Well, there's still challenging parts to it, but it's like the parts that are supposed to be flowy are just super. You just kind of cruise down and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It's
that's more of what I meant. I'm not
yeah.
not saying it's not challenging, but like you're not like gonna lose your
You're not like
balance. Yeah.
This is so much fun!
Bump, 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 bump.
yeah, but yeah.
Cool. That's something I definitely want to do with you guys too when we come up. Is just to go biking.
Yeah. I'm going to be scoping out this one place up in Wolfboro, which is instead of going like left to Gunstock, you just go right on the other side of the Wintersaki.
Okay.
And I know there's like the handmade downhill trails there, and they're all free, so you can just kind of park and show up and just bike up, and then you take a trail down, bike up, take a trail down and stuff.
Okay. Cool.
But I'm gonna scope out a couple for whenever you guys come back and see if there's any good ones around. Yeah.
Very solid.
Yes. Yep. With that, and I was playing. I think I played 3 nights in a row with Gus last week or the week before on PUBG. And I'm like, dude, this is a special occasion. 2 nights in a row. He's like, yeah, man, this has been a long time. I'm like, you're telling me it's been like 2 years. But
Because I think the last time we all played together, like all three of us, was Left 4 Dead in like early 2021, something like that.
But I got him hooked on PUBG, and he loves it.
It's a good game.
Yeah, he was like, can we do another game? I'm like, okay, sure.
Awesome. Yeah, that's something.
And it ended up being like the same situation I had when I was playing mobile competitively. There, he was like, we gotta end on a good note. I'm like, yeah, you're right. We should do one more. Gotta get at least like 1 kill.
that reminds me a lot of when we used to go over to Gus's house all the time, and me and him were either playing Hearthstone or Magic Arena or even mostly Counter Strike. And so it would always be that thing of like, okay, we gotta get one last good game in. It's like 9:30. I gotta go home. It's like we'll just do one more quick 10-minute game. So
yeah.
that's how it ended up being. But
yep, some things never change.
yeah, I miss that kid.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know. I'm gonna maybe play with him either tomorrow or Friday.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Sounds good.
Are you working Friday, or you have Fridays off?
I have Fridays off. This Friday I am home completely, but next Friday I'll try to have like a half day. So I took off this Sunday from work because of Airsoft, and I wanted to pick up an extra day just so I can get my 5 days in for the week. So I'm doing Monday through Friday, and hopefully
Gotcha.
Friday's going to be a half day, or I'll ask to be an extra person so I can get home at like 2.
All right. Yeah, I'll text. In that case, since you have Friday off this week, I'll text Gus tomorrow and ask him if he wants to play on Friday night. Because since it's a weekend, he can actually stay up later. Because he's usually done at 9:30. So that first night I played with him, he's like, "Yeah, we can play until like 9:30." Because I go to bed at 10. I'm like, Gus, what happened to the 3 a.m.s every night? He's like, I grew up. Okay. I'm like, he's normal.
We've been telling him that forever. Like he's like,
I
yeah,
know.
I just casually stayed up to 5 a.m. and I'm like, excuse me?
Yeah.
What?
But he'll tell you all about what he's doing and stuff whenever we get to play. But he's doing really well. Him and
Awesome.
Angela.
Awesome. Yeah, they're still in New York City, right?
In Queens.
It's pretty solid.
Pretty cool. It's cool, but at the same time, he's like, yeah, it's really cramped here. I'm like, yeah. He even like did a whole tour with me on Google Maps. He's like, this is where I go to school, and this is where I work, and this is where we live, and this is where Angela works, and this is my commute. I'm like, this is cool. Like, he's just taking me through Google Maps, like the good old days.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of like a gentle soul like us, where doesn't like especially cramped environments. He just wants his own space away from people.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
He says he wants to move back. He wants to move to Massachusetts or something, or maybe southern New Hampshire or something like that eventually. But he's not. He has no idea when that will be.
I mean, because of Angela's job, they could probably move to Boston or somewhere near Boston and do okay.
Yeah. I mean, she's like a designer for Macy's, so that's up there.
Yeah, she's a fashion designer.
And she's still going to school. I'm like, dang. Like, that's good for her. He's like, yeah, she's crazy. She's really good. I'm like, if she's working in New York City,
yeah,
you're doing good.
Right, exactly.
Unless you're working at McDonald's in New York City, then you're probably bankrupt at this point because you're making $10 an hour.
Yeah, you got.
And your apartment's $4,000 a month.
And there's rats in it still.
And there's rats and sweaty old pizza guys.
Hey, if you have a restaurant on the bottom floor, you're doing all right.
You're doing all right.
Or not. I mean, it depends.
It depends on how you look at it.
All right, to wrap out the show, I just want to do a little bit of showing off real quick. So hold on, stay right there.
Oh no, it's falling out. Falling in the black.
You have been terminated.
Dang, son. I think he sent a picture to Christina and I saw it, but that was it.
There it is.
Dang.
There's
That's beefy.
there's the it's a Mark 18. It's made by VFC. This is a aftermarket. This is not the clip. This is not the clip that came with the gun.
That's a mid cap.
This is a mid cap. This is the PTS EMP or something like that. So it's got like fake bullet casings in it, if you can see.
Is that 150 rounds?
150. Yep.
So you got to carry 4 of those.
I know. Right now I just have 2. So
Well, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
As long as if you have a speed loader with you, you'll be fine.
yeah, it's got a rubber bottom and a nub, so when you're picking up out of your rig, it's easier. And also you can set your gun you can actually set your gun on things, and it's like a little like tripod kinda. So it's not going to scuff the bottom, and it'll give you a little bit of support.
Dang.
This is a red dot scope.
Yes.
That I got a while ago, but never used in a game. It's got like 4 different types of crosshairs. There's like red dot, EOTech, cross, and then cross with like a little blip in it. I don't know how to explain that. And then from Amazon, I got this angled foregrip. With the coupon, it was $10.
Jeez. See, that's the thing with like the M4 style is that you have so much customization.
Yeah. And it's
Dang.
it's so good.
You just got to get a different tip for it so it's less orange.
I know, like maybe I'll put like a suppressor on it or something like that down the line just for.
You should get a stubby suppressor. Because the thing is with suppressors, I think most of them, if you get the right one, lots of suppressors actually extend the barrel, so it'll actually be more accurate.
Right, and
So
that's what I want.
yeah, so you should definitely get a suppressor, and I don't think they're crazy expensive either.
Because this is already like a pretty short rifle.
Well, you can extend it.
No, I mean I meant for like the barrel length.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
you wanna...
so instead of the barrel coming, where's the barrel come? The barrel actually comes to the bottom of the orange tip here. So the full size Avalon, it's not Mark 18, but it's still got the same. It's the same style of gun, but like an actual M4. It actually is like this long for the barrel length. So it's a solid couple inches longer.
Yeah.
But this is the one I could afford, and it's gonna be awesome.
What's the FPS and rate of fire in that bad boy?
It's like 425 with .2s.
Ooh.
So it's up there, but I'm using like .28s and .3s in it, just for that.
Dude, I would use .25.
No, I mean, I thought about it because I did buy a bag of .25s, and then once I actually got to the store to pick this up, I changed my mind, and I'm like, I'm gonna go heavier because I want to be more accurate at range, and so I traded in 5,000 .25s for 3,200 .3s because it's the same price. So I have less BBs, but it's heavier.
Gotcha. I think I have .25s in the basement.
And honestly, that's a good solid. That's a good solid.
I think I have like a good. I have some .25s and I still have like 5,000 ish at least .2s, which is my burn ammo now.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to show, this boy. I told you about this already. This is the Odin speed loader. It's got this little turn lever thing.
Oh.
Here. So you put the BBs in the top here. Close it up. There's a little nozzle down here at the bottom. So what you do is you just put your mag in. Crank. Literally 6 seconds. And then you just take it out.
And the entire thing's full.
Entire thing's loaded.
How much does the speed loader have?
I think this holds like 1,600. So you can refill like maybe 30 magazines worth for one of these.
You literally can just carry that. You don't even need another mag at that point.
Well, I mean, you don't want to be like manually reloading your mag every single time you get empty. You kind of want to drop your empty and put in a new one. But
yeah, and then you use that, and then once they have a quiet moment, you can refill them both, and you're good to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's my other little technology upgrade where it's like, yes, I don't have to use like the little clicky speed loader. Be like, shake.
Clink, clink. Oh, that's 5.
Yeah, but
dang,
I'm really happy. I'm so excited to play with it on Sunday because it's going to be the most efficient
highest quality
I'll ever be. Yeah, no longer will I be at like 150 feet just trying to throw BBs at people, and I'll be like, I can actually hit you now.
See, my AK is kind of sort of like that. Like my AK is good for medium range and short range, but not long. And the rate of fire in my AK is really good, so like that low medium range is still fine. Mm-hmm. But like if I'm trying to pick people off, I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah, your AK always did better than my FAL.
Yeah, I think it did.
Like my rate of fire wasn't great. It was fast, but it wasn't like I don't know.
Going from our spring pistols and stuff to that was a huge jump.
Yeah, and this gun's gonna be another huge jump because it's got upgraded internals. It's got an electricity type of modifier thing, so the LiPo battery is actually going to feed into it a lot better. It's got high feet per second. I'm using heavy BBs. I have a scope on it. It's just going to be awesome.
Be good. That's going to be fun.
The only piece of gear that I would still like to get, it's not a necessity, but I would prefer to get it, is a scope cam. So I can actually show people getting hit.
Yeah. And plop it on top.
Yeah, but it's like $200, and it's kind of expensive right now.
You almost like you have to follow Novrich and Silo and Dutch and all those people, Alphonse. and just wait until they have like that special random deal or something like that, or if they like promote it for any reason, because then you're like, they might have a deal going on.
Yep. Bye. I've been watching a
Yeah.
lot more Dutch the Hooligan, and he's legitimately one of the best airsofters of modern history.
Oh yeah, he's way better than Jet.
Yeah, I mean, Jet likes to have fun, and he's got a lot going on with because he runs events and goes to a lot of mil sims, so he's got like the technical knowledge, but in terms of like holding angles and knowing where he's supposed to be, Dutch is superior.
Yeah. Have you watched Airsoft Alphonse at all?
I literally just got into him this last week. I watched a lot
Oh.
of his like most popular videos of like airsoft cheaters and
Yep.
crazy mil sim type stuff.
He's played with Dutch quite a few times.
hmm I love his style of editing. He throws in some memes, some jokes,
Oh yeah.
and like pop culture stuff. So I really really enjoy that.
Have
yeah.
you watched Storm?
I don't think so.
He's just memes. It's great. He's got like 30 videos, they're like 10 minutes long or whatever, or less. And it's just funny moments in airsoft. So he has some gameplay, but it's usually just goofing off and stuff. It's hilarious.
Awesome. Yeah,
Really-
I'll check him out.
Yeah, I binged, I think, 20 videos, like back to back to back to back to back. Just watched them all. I'm like, this is so good. It's really funny.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely have to give that a check out.
Yeah, the only airsoft people I know are Novrich, Jet, Silo, Airsoft Alphonse, Dutch, Storm. I feel like I'm missing one. But those are the only ones I know of that I watch.
Another really popular sniper that's kind of made his way into the popularity is Kicking Mustang. He's a British sniper. He always wears a ghillie suit, and he's infamous for his headshots. Even though he doesn't try to go for headshots, he accidentally hits people in the head a lot of times, and he's got a lot of cheater videos. Like one of the gripes that people have about the airsoft community is like, oh, everyone in airsoft cheats, so it's therefore the sport is not reliable. And unfortunately, Kicking Mustang kind of contributes to that, where he makes a lot of videos about people not calling their hits or throwing a temper tantrum or yelling at him and getting refs to kick him out of the game or whatever. And so he kind of feeds into that for the views, which is kind of unfortunate. But he's got like millions of views for like each video he makes that does somewhat okay. But he's always like hundreds of thousands of views, always.
Wow.
So he's pretty good if you're looking for sniper content. And then I found some smaller guys. There's like Airsoft GI, Gun Gamers, USA Airsoft that does all the gun mods. There's like a lot of smaller channels that only have like 10,000 subscribers and they have just a handful of thousand views per video. But if you really find the good videos that give you information, it's really good because a lot of their gameplay videos are trash. But once they start talking about, hey, here's beginner info for airsoft. Here's how to pack effectively for your first mil sim. Here's the difference between M4s and AKs. Those kinds of videos are super informative, and they should be getting a lot more attention.
And I feel like that's even like a lot with like biking videos and stuff too, or even like with mom and her snowboarding stuff. Is like when you find those small YouTubers who have like 20,000 or less subscribers, and they do all the informative stuff, not as much as the riding stuff, whereas a lot of the big mountain bikers do. They just, oh, we're at this park, we're gonna go ride. Wow, 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 look at, wow, and that's all they do. You get the small little YouTube channels where like, okay, these suspension things, let's go rate these suspension things. Let's go test these out. Let's test out these tires and this frame and this bike, and let's go to Walmart and buy something crappy.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And then when you leave a comment about a question or opinion or whatever, they'll be like, oh yeah, they'll reply right back. Whereas with those big YouTube channels, they'll be like, not even attempt to read the comments. They'll just like comments and go about their day.
Yeah.
So finding the smaller communities, finding the smaller channels is always better. It just takes a little bit more gold digging to find the good quality informative stuff.
Yeah, like there's a video I watched by Gun Gamers, and funnily enough, Gun Gamers is located in Western New York, so they come to a lot of events in Pennsylvania, Ohio, the Virginias, New England, and they're sponsored by Amped Airsoft, which is a local store, which is literally Amped Airsoft is the store I bought my gun at and all my supplies. And they're a huge, like, national brand where they sell all across the country. Not as big as Evike, but still very, very big. And they specialize in HPA and compressed air equipment. But they actually sponsor Gun Gamers. And so I'm going on Gun Gamers and I'm looking at random videos. Like, there's like a 200,000 view video where they talk about different magazines or whatever. And then there's this small little video that has 2,000 views. Only 2,000. But it's just 3 guys getting wicked drunk doing airsoft debates. And like what's better, Milsim or Speedsoft? Go. And then they debate on it while stupidly drunk. And it's a hilarious video. It's like an hour. It's like 45 minutes to an hour long. Hilarious. And it's only got 2,000 views. So you just got to find the small little guys and you got to find that little something.
Yeah, the little gold nugget.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Why is airsoft better than paintball? Ready, set, go. This better.
Because paintball hurts less, and so therefore I don't like it. I want the pain. I want to feel the pain.
I demand satisfaction. Pish posh.
Honestly, but to wrap things up, I'm really excited for this weekend. That's when I'm playing airsoft for the first time in years. I have a new gun, new gear.
Yeah.
You know, Maya's coming with me for her first time in airsoft. It's gonna be interesting seeing how well she does. Oh, I forgot to say, Maya really, really loved playing paintball. She thought it was a blast.
Oh yeah, I could tell from the video. She was like, ah, I'm like, she's having fun.
Every time she shot someone, she's like, I shot someone! and even her getting hit and kind of taking the bruises, it was still kind of enjoyable. I mean, she's got a bad bruise on her bone right here in her hand. It's actually getting yellow instead of black. And it's been kind of hard and lumpy for a while, so that's been kind of painful to deal with. Because it's something, it's, you know, obviously the hand is something that you're moving around all the time and putting pressure on in different ways. So that's been bothering her a lot. But other than that, she had a blast, and I told her airsoft is 10,000 times better. And it's going to be a lot more slow-paced. You're not going to be sweating in your goggles and dripping with sweat 24/7. You're actually going to have like 10, 15, 20 minutes of walking or just staying put.
See, that's the thing with airsoft. Not to continue the podcast, but airsoft is, depending on the situation, way more tactical. Because I feel like paintball feeds more towards the speed paintball, where it's like the small field and just go, go, go and do your thing. I mean, granted, at OSG up the road, some of the maps are pretty big. Like, they're really big, so they probably have a little bit more tactical strategy stuff to them. Mm-hmm. But as far as the grand scheme of things, airsoft is, I definitely think, a lot more tactical than paintball is.
Yeah, so. Even outdoor paintball, where you're actually playing in the woods, it's still fast because the guns only have a certain range to them. So
you can...
Yeah, in order to be effective, you have to sprint to the objective and just get up close and personal to people, even though you're playing outdoors. With airsoft, especially if you have a really good gun or sniper, you can hit people from like hundreds of feet away and not even really move at all. So It's definitely a lot slower, but also more tactical, and your actual placement among cover is a lot more vital, because paintballs can fly any which direction. It might hit you, it might not. It depends on which way the wind blows and how the paintball travels. But with airsoft, it's a lot like, if there's even a tiny crack in a crate, that's the hooligan is going to get you.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, saw a shadow.
Laser.
Laser. Firing my laser.
Remember that knife party song? Destroy them with lasers.
Did I send you the video of Bring Me Back 12 Years, and it was just someone with an iPhone 4 on max volume, and they swipe it goes, and then it goes Scary Monsters and Bright Sprites or whatever by Skrillex.
Yeah, I saw that.
I sent you that. I'm like, man, that just brought me back to 2011, just the loud iPhone, loud iTouch sound, and then you play Skrillex.
And then you play Skrillex in the background, and you play like Doodle Jump or something.
Or Cut the Rope, or Angry Birds, dude.
Yes.
That's our nostalgia. That's our nostalgia that we're gonna talk about when we're like 50. We're like, yep, we're playing Angry Birds and Cut the Rope and listen to Skrillex and.
You know, like touch screens had just come out, and like music was random, and our grandkids in the future are gonna be like, "What are touch screens? We have like AI."
We have holograms and All that stuff. What do you mean
Yeah.
touch screen?
Yeah, we don't have to touch anything. Touching is like so like ancient. Why not just like feel the air, man?
Okay, you whippersnapper, get my belt. There's no belts. It's just invisible cloth. What?
What? And we're gonna tell them like our parents didn't even have internet.
What's internet?
Heck,
Oh, no.
we didn't have internet until we were like older.
I have to buy my own interwebs to play my RuneScape.
You had to pay for internet? Isn't that free? Didn't President Elon Musk make that free for everyone?
Thanks, Musky boy. We're forever in your debt. May Tesla live forever.
I mean,
United-
it probably will.
The United States of Tesla.
Oh boy.
Here we go. Listen, I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but you know what they say about America?
United
It's the
States, the United States of these nuts. Got him. It's my turn now. It's my turn to make the funny jokes.
Your mom. Ay.
Oh man.
All right. I guess on that note.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up for the evening. Luke, thank you for taking the time to be on the podcast. This is your, like I said, your first time. How'd you enjoy the show?
It's good to be here. You know, take someone else's place. You know what they say.
Chocolate saved is chocolate earned. Bye, everybody.
Do you smell bacon? How do I know that? Oh, he did. Call an ambulance. He dead.
Look at this man trying to clean up his junk. What an absolute filth monster. Utterly, it's so crazy. He's like, I have junk in the background, and meanwhile, me, I have a literal human hamster, a random pillow, junk drawers, and then random stuff back here, and a wall that has nothing on it. But Luke somehow always thinks that he needs his background to be absolutely spotless. But it looks better than mine ever was. Oh, hi! Welcome back. I was just saying.
Better than mine ever was. That's all I heard.
You'll have to see in the post-credits to know.
Oh, jeez.
1, 2... Oh, I pooped.